So we have reached that time of the year, well actually it is a new year, but it is the time in which we have to give mid-season Real Madrid player reviews. So let's start off with Thibaut Courtois. Now Courtois is an interesting one because his competition is Andre Lunin. Andre Lunin, who's also a great goalkeeper, but Courtois has outdone him this season. He also recently won 2024 Goalkeeper of the Year. I thought that was a bit crazy. Yeah, sure, he won a Champions League trophy and he played in the final, but I don't think he fully deserved that award. But with Thibaut Courtois, he has conceded so many goals this season, but it's not due to him because if it was any other goalkeeper, he would probably be conceding 10 times more. Courtois looks unstoppable. The guy's aging, but he's not regressing as a player. And listen, to come from an ACL injury and you come back like it's nothing. You wouldn't even be able to tell that he had a knee injury just a few months ago. So the rating I'm going to give to Thibaut Courtois is 8 out of 10. Next up, Danny Carvajal. So with Carvajal, he is out with an ACL injury, but before that he was performing. And he is set to come back later in 2025. But for how he has performed up until he got injured against Villarreal, I thought it was excellent. So I will give him a 7. Next player, Eder Militao, who is also out with the ACL injury. You can't make this up. And Militao, honestly, I'm sad because he was injured multiple times in this season alone. He had some good performances and then some bad performances. Honestly, I will give him a 5 out of 10. He wasn't the best because he just came back from an ACL injury. And then a few months later, he gets hit with another ACL injury. So it's unfortunate for him. Will he ever be the same again? I honestly don't know. But 5 out of 10 for Militao. And from one ACL injury to another with Alaba, he is out currently also with an ACL injury. And he hasn't played at all, so it wouldn't make any sense to rate this guy's season. But the good news is he's going to come back now in January. Is he going to get enough game time? I don't think so. I think we'll only get the Alaba before ACL injury. We will get that version of Alaba maybe in August of 2025. So with Jude Bellingham didn't play in his favorite position, even played at right wing back at some point. I will say the start of his season was kinda mid, scoring no goals, only getting 2 assists up until October. So I will say for the first half of the season, he was unbelievably mid. But then out of nowhere started scoring, and I will say he's back to being in good form. Is he at his best? I don't think so. He doesn't even come close to the Bellingham of last season that was scoring so many goals, performing in almost every single game. I don't think we are seeing that with him this season, but I think in 2025 he will get back into his best form. Eduardo Camavinga. I don't think this guy had one poor performance for this entire season so far. I think he is going to be a solid starter for probably the next 10 years for Real Madrid. That's what I think. He is better than Tchouameni at Tchouameni's own position. He's better than Mendy at left back. This guy can honestly play anywhere in the defense. He's so good, and I will give him honestly a 9 out of 10. Vinicius Jr. Honestly, the best player in the squad today. Best player in the squad. He's in top form, world class. Could win the next year's Ballon d'Or, to be honest, if he continues this form. I have no criticism to give him. He gets a full-blown 10 out of 10. Fantastic player, and I see him continuing this for the next 10 years. I think this guy will become a full-blown legend and one of the GOATs of the sport when he retires one day. Fede Valverde is right in that same bracket with Vinny Jr., a 10 out of 10 player. He can do it all on the pitch. He can defend, he can score bangers, he can do great passes. His passes have actually improved massively in the season. He is no Toni Kroos, but he is getting better in that factor. Valverde goes into that same bracket, 10 out of 10. He has been very reliable. You can go and nitpick, you can go to his Bilbao performance in which he made one mistake in all of his years of being a Real Madrid player. That was the only big mistake that I've seen Valverde make ever. Next player is Kylian Mbappe. And this one is an interesting one because the guy was trash up until November. Full-blown trash, ghosting in multiple games, missing multiple penalties. Some people will call him a flop. I think calling him a flop is maybe a bit too crazy. He hasn't been a flop. But with Mbappe, 18 goals and assists, I think it's good. And I will give him a 6 out of 10. But in 2025, I think this guy will be back at his best. I think he's gonna reach up to 40 goals and assists in 2025. Luka Modric, honestly, 39 years of age. He has not lost a step. Okay, maybe he did. Maybe just a small bit lost a step. But he's world class for his age. He has put on some great performances this season. He has been reliable. And for his age, he's been excellent. So I will give him a 7 out of 10. Next up is Rodrigo. And honestly, I think he's been good. He's been good. He's been injured multiple times. You can understand why his goal tally is kind of not on the level that it was last year. But to keep this short, I think he was good. 7 out of 10. And in 2025, I think he'll perform. Andre Lunin. So he has not gotten a lot of game time at all, to be honest. And I will say in the games he has been good. But to be fair, he didn't play a majority of games in this first half of the season. So as much as I like Lunin, I'm gonna have to say 6 out of 10. Tchouaméni, in my opinion, has been one of the biggest disappointments of the season. He had such a fantastic season in the previous one, in which Real Madrid never lost a game in which Tchouaméni started. It's fair to say that that version of him is kind of far gone. The injuries have also taken him out. So I'm going to say he's been poor this season. His past few games at centre back have been decent, but I'm going to say he's been poor. I will give him a 4 out of 10. Arda Güler, one of my favorite Real Madrid players, one of the most promising youngsters in the world of football today. Unfortunately, he has not gotten too much game time. He did score 1 goal in the season, but to be honest, he has not reached the expectations that I certainly thought. And I will give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he would become a starter, and with the injuries in the team, I thought he would definitely break into the team. But he has been so inconsistent that I can't give him a better rating than 6 out of 10. Endrick, a player who has not played that many games this season. Honestly, I think he's played about 6 games this season. 1 start for the entire season so far. He has scored 2 goals, I believe. Endrick, to be honest, not that good of a first half of the season, but I expect him to perform. Maybe not in 2025, but I think in 2026. With Endrick, I will give him also a 4 out of 10. Lucas Vázquez, one of the most inconsistent players. One game he performs, the next game he gets floored by a winger. Vázquez, even though he's a makeshift right back, I will give him a 8 out of 10. Now I know people would disagree, but I think he's been very good. Jesus Vallejo, honestly, does he even play at this point? He doesn't even play over Asensio. He has only played, I believe, 1 game this season, and it was all from the bench. And when he did come on, we conceded 2. Vallejo, honestly, a 1 out of 10. Denis Ceballos has been shocking in the recent games. The guy has been performing, and he has been starting a lot of games. With Denis Ceballos, I will give him a 7 out of 10. He has been playing well, and hopefully, truly hopefully, he performs in 2025. I want to see this guy get more game time because we know this guy is very good. Fran Garcia has been better than I expected. He has been performing a lot of games, and I think he has been better than Mendy. I will give him a 7 out of 10. Now sure, he also got cooked many times this season, especially in that Rayo Vallecano match. One of his worst performances, but I think 7 out of 10 for Fran Garcia. Brahim has been one of the most inconsistent players this season. He is excellent for Morocco, but when he plays for Real Madrid, the guy, sometimes he performs, sometimes he goes completely ghost. And I will also give him a 7 out of 10. Rudiger, if we compare him to the version of him from last season, we will say that he's not been as good. In this season so far, I think the guy's been good. I will give Rudiger a 8 out of 10. Ferland Mendy has surprised me this season. He has been always our best left back for Real Madrid for multiple years, and in this season, He has been far from it. He's been injured multiple times. With Ferland Mendy, I will give him a 5 out of 10. Last but not least, Raul Asensio, an academy product that really shined for Real Madrid this season. I will give him, just for that few good performances he put on, I think it's fair to say 8 out of 10. But that's my ratings. I know people are going to disagree. And if you do disagree, tell me in the comments, tell me what you think the players should be rated. But up here's a new video. If you enjoyed, smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Peace.